Cool. Hey guys, when you are out seeking your freedom, living full-time in an RV or whatever you do, you got to have some way to pay the bills.
Yep, for sure. So this week we're going to talk about creating an income while you're on the road, while you're a nomad, while you're moving all the time.
Yes.
Obviously, it's a little different than your traditional 9-to-5 job at the office.
Yeah. For us, we gave up a lot to live full-time in an RV, which means our overhead is a lot less. Like a lot less.
Now that isn't true for everyone.
No.
Of course, just like any other lifestyle, you can spend a lot of money or you can spend just a little bit of money. Anyway, Today we brought in special guests, Dean and Shalene from Grassroots Living. They have done a ton of work camping.
Yes.
So what is work camping? What is the definition of that?
Work camping is seasonal. It's work that you do at a location usually, and they provide a place for you to live and an income.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of opportunity. We'll let them tell us.
There's lots of different kinds of work camping. So take it away, Dean and Shalene. And when you come back from their interview, we'll tell you a little bit more about being Canadians and earning an income on the road.
Yeah, and other options of earning income.
Hi friends, we are so glad you're with us. Today we're going to be talking about work camping. Living Light RV, their channel is amazing and they are amazing. We love them, they're good friends.
Yes, they are.
They actually just ask us a few questions. We have other work camping videos that we'll link for you, but today we're just going to do a little Q&A. So the first one, people ask us, where are some of the places that you've worked?
Now we've had 3 of our experiences have been as campground hosts. We've done National Forest Campground working for American Land and Leisure. It was up at 10,000 feet, beautiful. We'll talk more about that later. We've worked at KOA. The KOA campground in Cedar City, Utah.
Yeah.
And then currently we're here at Smithville Lake where we're working as campground hosts.
So pretty. Now the campground hosting positions were all extremely different from each other. So when you go into a campground host position, you're definitely going to want to ask some questions and just find out what exactly it entails, because American Land and Leisure, we were, like you said, up at 10,000 feet at a little campground, about 60 some sites.
Yeah. 61 sites,
And
no electricity anywhere in the park, including the campground host site.
right. And we pretty much ran that campground ourselves. We did all of the fee collecting, the fire pit cleaning, the restroom cleaning. We pretty much ran the whole campground. We loved that because we were kind of our own boss kind of situation. We didn't have to work with any crankies or anything, and we loved it.
A couple of them. Well,
Not at our campground.
yeah,
though.
not co-workers though.
And then with KOA, that was, if you're familiar with KOA, you know, it's like a little office / store type thing when you go in to register and people help check you in and that kind of thing, and you take reservations, right? So we're not out and about in the campground much. He was more than myself because you did propane filling and swimming pool cleaning.
Right.
Right.
And I escorted people to their sites.
And helped people when they couldn't get their slide outs in.
Yeah, that is true.
And then here at Smithville Lake, we're working in this little tiny office type thing. Like when you drive up to the window.
It's kind of like a
and you check
glorified fee booth.
Yeah. So those were all 3 very, very, very different. And we've really loved our campground hosting experiences, and some people can't stand it. So ask different people about their experiences and ask, you know, what you're getting into when you are getting into it.
Yeah.
Ask some questions. What's it going to look like? What's your job description going to be?
Now we've also worked for a couple of warehouse jobs. Amazon, I think most people know, hire a lot of work campers every year over a wide variety of different locations throughout the United States. And also this last winter we worked for JCPenney, which had the same thing. Now they've also expanded out 11, but with the coronavirus and the foreclosures, bankruptcy of JCPenney's, I have no idea what they're doing with their work camping program. So that's certainly something you'd want to check out if you're interested in that.
Yeah, that's kind of a big question mark, a big if this year. We don't know what's going on with those.
And we did a big video comparing working with Amazon and JCPenney.
Right.
So
you walk a lot with those jobs.
Yes, you do.
Okay. We also worked at a motel, the Beatty, was it called the Beatty Motel?
I think it was.
It was called El
Portal.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's the portal to Death Valley National
to Death
Park.
Valley National Park. And that was in Beatty, Nevada, and that was a completely different job. He did some maintenance and even housekeeping.
Yeah.
I actually was a bit of a nanny for the owners, so they could go out and work the hotel, and I got to watch their 3 kids. So completely different kind of job, and we loved that. Of course, we loved the people that ran the hotel. Good friends of ours. So, and we like Beatty and we like Death Valley National Park, so that was good for us. The location, you know, a lot of times when you go to find a work camping job, you know, you wonder, where am I going to go? Well, that's your choice. You decide where in the United States you want to go to play, and then you find a job there.
That's right.
That's what we do. We also worked
At an amusement park.
At an amusement park at Adventureland in Iowa. And it's not because we wanted to go play in Iowa, though we found Iowa to be surprisingly beautiful.
It really was.
We were so surprised. We've got some videos on that. I'll link it for you.
Yeah, I just imagined it was one big cornfield on the east side of Iowa, then Des Moines, and then a cornfield on the west side. But it's way more than that.
It's actually so pretty. I think I said in that video that I wouldn't necessarily want to go back, but I kind of think I would.
Well, we almost did.
We almost did.
Yeah. We would have gone there this year.
We actually, we had a job there this year, but it took them so long to open that we had to go ahead and take a different position.
Yeah.
We also worked for Bolin. You've probably heard of Bolin Travel Centers.
So if you think of, like, as you're going down the interstate, you see Pilots and Flying J's and Loves. Well, this is a place called Bolin, and it's another travel center. We just pick up traffic off the interstate.
So those are our work camping jobs, but you know, we're both former teachers, and we actually did a year or two, I think
it was 2 years.
2 years, where we lived in the RV and we're actually still teaching. And so it wasn't a work camping job per se, but it was still work camping for us. And the reason I bring that up is because you might be thinking, well, when I retire, or you might be nervous, well, what if I go on the road and I don't like it and then I've given up my job? There's nothing that says that you can't get your RV and live in your RV while you're still doing your like normal job. That way you can kind of put your toes in the water,
sure,
feel it out.
And it was ideal for us because we knew we had summers off. Yeah. So just as soon as that last day of school was done, we were off doing adventures for the summer before we started teaching again the next fall. So we just decided, rather than live in a sticks and bricks, move into the RV for the summer, come back to sticks and bricks, we just sold it and just started living in it full time. And
it gave us a chance. It gave us a chance to fill it out and think to ourselves, okay, we think that this is exactly what we want, but can we really live in an RV? Yeah. And we did, and it was perfect, and we loved it. And then, you know, we gave up the teaching positions and went on the road. So just wanted to mention that so you could kind of get that in your head, that maybe you can keep your job and still try full-time RVing. What was our favorite work camping position, and, you know, why? So for me, my favorite was when we worked for American Land and Leisure, which that company is now called Utah Rec.
No, that's not true.
Oh, clarify, because you're right.
Yeah, American Land and Leisure still exists, but they lost the contract to the Trial Lake Campground, which is we were at,
right,
and which is now run by Utah Rec.
So American Land and Leisure is still in existence. They have their own campground. The campgrounds that we worked at for AL&L are now run by Utah Rec.
Right.
Now, and I had mentioned that before, that was my favorite, just because we were up in the mountains and we just kind of were running our own show up there.
Okay, mine would also be American Land and Leisure. It was our first work camping job.
Yeah.
And, you know, it had so many things that many people would not really thrive at. There was no electricity at the site the entire summer. In fact, it was up at 10,000 feet, so it took us a couple weeks to catch our breath just walking down the trails.
It really did.
Had no internet, no cell service, so we always had to drive into town, which is about 15-20 minutes down the road. Yeah, down the mountain to get there. So there were so many things that many people would look at and go, well, why in the world would that be your favorite? But it had a huge fishing lake. If I had time off, I would just go down and fish in the lake. We spent so much quality time together because neither one of us were on our phones doing things. Now, this is granted before we had our YouTube channel. So, you know, we really kind of need it now, but
Yeah.
But at the time, it was just wonderful. It was absolutely
It
wonderful.
was fun to be unplugged. Yeah. And then what was our worst or our least favorite? You know, all of our experiences have just been different from each other. There are some that are more fun than others. Obviously, we love being outdoors and we love camping. So the winter jobs, as far as like warehouse work, that's kind of where you just go and you put your head down and you just plow through it, and that's your money making. You really make a lot more money for the most part. You make a lot more money in the winter when you do the warehouse jobs. Is that as fun as your summertime jobs where you get to be outside and play? Not so much, but you know, it's not so bad. You get to work with a lot of great people and pocket a lot of good money.
Right. You know, and I would have to say that's probably my least favorite would be the warehouse jobs. It's just not my thing. But the question is, was it horrible? No, it wasn't horrible. We would do it again if we were in a pinch and we needed some extra money. We would definitely go ahead and do it.
So, how do you find work? Where do you go to find work? So, you kind of do this one.
Well, Work Camper News is a good place. It's a go-to for a lot of people. It's a great resource. Again, between $40 and $50 a year, and you have access to that, a magazine that comes out every 2 months. I know a couple of our jobs we've gotten through that.
Well, what I like most about workcampernews.com is that you can put kind of a little bit of a generic resume on there. They have a resume, and so you can fill that out, and then anytime you want to apply for a position or somebody wants to look at your resume, all you have to do is give them that link. So you don't have to send resumes to different people. You just send that link and then they just pull it up. And the other thing I like is that employers that want to find work campers will go to Work Camper News and go through, and we've had several people call us and said, hey, I saw your resume on Work Camper News, we'd like to offer you this. So I really like that because they just call you and you have just a running resume.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This job that we have here at Smithville Lake, we found at a website called workcampingjobs.com. So, and there's Workers on Wheels, Happy Vagabonds, there's lots of other websites out there that will cater towards work camper positions.
Yeah.
Networking. We've met, how many jobs have we been offered just with coworkers who've been, hey, I'm a manager this summer, please come out and work with us. I can't tell you the number of jobs that have come up because of that. Just you're networking with other people, you're talking with other people, you're, you know, maybe the kind of people they were looking for. So network.
Yeah, that's one good thing about the warehouse jobs in the winter. There's so many work campers that work there, and they all talk about jobs that they've had, would do, wouldn't do, who you should call, who you shouldn't call, networking.
Yeah.
And
RV shows. You know, we were just at Quartzsite this last winter.
We'll link that.
And we went to the RV show there, and I want to say there were 13 different companies looking for work campers.
At least,
out there. And some of them, even though we went to their booth, we talked to them, we didn't take their position for that following summer, but we found that 3 years later or whatever, because we attended it, I think 4 years ago, we found ourselves working at the same job that we first learned about it at the RV show. Yeah. Tampa Bay has RV shows. I'm sure they have work camping positions there as well.
Yeah, we actually worked the AL&L, the American Land and Leisure booth there a few years ago.
Right, at the Quartzsite.
Too, but and then not just the tent show, but again, you're in Quartzsite with all these RVers, so you're networking.
All the time, yeah.
Right. So those are good places to find work. So like we said, it was actually Living Light RV that had asked us these questions, asked us to answer these questions. And one of their questions was, what questions should have we asked that we didn't? And that is, do I have to have experience for these jobs? And the answer is no. I can't think of a job that we haven't been able to get because of lack of experience.
Right, and we were, I was a teacher for over 30 years, so I had no retail experience. I had no, obviously campground hosting experience. None of these things were things I ever had experience on, but they're like, that's okay. We want you, you know, you're likable, let's hire you, and we'll train you.
Yeah.
So
You know, people want hard workers. They want smiles. You know, they want you to just be willing to learn. So you don't have to have experience to be a campground host or any of these things.
work at a warehouse or
Our first job offer that we didn't take because of just a situation was actually at a dude ranch.
oh yeah.
We had no experience, you know, working at a dude ranch, but that job was offered before they even asked us, have you ever ridden a horse? Or, you know? So, no, you don't have to have experience.
And one more thing. We just want to say thanks to Kent and Lisa.
Yeah.
We love them so much. We can hardly wait to get back and see them again, hopefully this year in Quartzsite, if they'll open up the border and let them back across.
Yeah, they're in Canada.
Yeah. We so appreciate all that they do for the RV community.
Yeah.
And thank them for asking us.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so other ways to make income on the road is number one, having a business.
Yep. What kind of business? Any kind?
You could be a blacksmith and being on the
Right.
road.
It's true.
You could be a farrier.
Yeah, you could. So,
You could give massage.
That's right. So
Yeah.
owning your own business. Now, being Canadians, you can't technically work in the United States.
Not that way.
So there are ways around that rule as far as getting your visas, working visas, that kind of thing. But typically snowbirds or people
Yeah.
who travel full time Canadians do not work in the States.
They don't do jobs in the States.
That's right, exactly. So you have to kind of get creative. One thing
Yes.
that we do is we do seasonal work. We have to be in Canada for half the year anyway.
Yep.
So we figure why not just work while we're here?
If you're a bookkeeper and you can do that while you're on the road, well, you can do that anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So
Now, if you also have investments,
that's a really good one.
that can bring in day-to-day income.
Yeah.
You can also have
Like even property,
Yeah.
like if you're a landlord or whatever, that could be a good
you
way
could,
to do
you
it.
could rent out a house
Yeah.
or two or three
Yeah.
and have your income coming in that way. There's lots. You
What
could,
about-
you could live off your savings.
What about YouTube?
Well, YouTube is not the way to launch into to think you're going to put out YouTube videos and live on the road, because YouTube is a very small portion of a bigger portfolio.
Yeah. So, and it takes a long time. It takes a ton of work, and
Yes.
it takes, it's basically you have to have a mentality that it's your business in
Yeah.
order to make money on the road with YouTube. It can be done. There are lots of RVers who
Yeah.
have done it and who make enough money to live full time on the road.
But it's part of your influence.
But it's part of the bigger picture.
Yes.
So
if we sell coffee, hey, we share that on YouTube.
Right.
And for Canadians, you want to support your Canadian people, do that. One way is you could buy our coffee.
yeah. Or people who have t-shirts, or people
Yes.
who sell courses, or Patreon, those kinds of things. So it's multifaceted, but if you think, oh, I'm just gonna make YouTube videos and that's gonna pay for my on-the-road expenses, you have to do a little more research and dig
Yeah.
into that a little deeper.
Yeah, and it's actually, like I said, a very small portion of the portfolio of having all your bills paid.
What about having a pension or retirement fund?
Yeah, lots of people do that.
Yeah, a lot of people
they've been a
work that
teacher
way.
all their life, and then they retire and they hit the road.
Yeah, exactly. Any other thing else for Canadians that we should share? I'm trying to think if there's anything we missed.
Probably.
If you're a Canadian and you have a specific question about earning an income while you're full-time on the road, leave it in the comments below. We will be talking in the future about money, insurance, taxes, that kind of stuff. So that will be a separate video in the future.
Yes.
But today we just wanted to talk about work camping, seasonal camping, and we wanted to give Dean and Shalane a chance to share their wisdom. So definitely go check out Grassroots Living.
Yeah.
They have an amazing YouTube channel, and they're super awesome people. We got to meet them in Quartzsite. It was
Oh,
so
yeah.
great. It was awesome to chat with them. All right, we're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes, so we're gonna close out the vlog here. My name is Lisa.
And my name is Kent, and we're Living Light RV.
We are grabbing life by the tail. We hope you guys are too. Go ahead and leave in the comments below your awesome ideas for making an income while you're on the road.
Yes.
Take care, you guys. We'll see you next Thursday.
So one of the duties when you're taking care of the grounds is you might have to install a brand new toilet. So yeah, you get to do everything. Oh yeah, okay.
Anyway,
So-
listen to Dean and Shalane. They have a ton of experience experience. And when you're finished, go over to their YouTube channel, hit subscribe, and follow along because they have amazing videos over there. My name is Lisa.
And my name is Ken. We're living light RV.
We are grabbing life by the tail as we get blown
Any
away.
lighter and we'd be airborne.
Have a great week, and we'll see you guys next Thursday.
Alrighty.
I don't think we said
Thanks,
anything.
Kent and Lisa. We love you.